There we go. There we go. And there we go. So you have a fully running React application with React Router DOM. Welcome back to the channel. Mark here, and today we are back with another video. The past couple of days I've been reading through your comments, and one of the videos where I showed you guys how to upload a video on cpanel, basically is a React application on your cpanel. Pretty much, if you don't know what this is pretty much you're uploading your own website to a hosting platform like HostGator, Hostinger, and all those platforms. So when I read through the comments, it looks like you guys were getting a couple of issues, especially when you're using the React Router DOM. And today I'm basically making a simple video for you guys to figure out how to create or how to upload your video on any cpanel in case it involves the React Router DOM. Before you over here, I have a simple React application where I basically have the main page. I created this application using Vite. So if you don't know how to create an application using Vite, I can basically add a link in the description below, and the rest is gonna be the same. This is the main template whereby React is gonna look up whatever you implemented. What I did basically here is that I used the browser stack from the React Router DOM, and you basically need to install this using npm install React Router DOM. It should be one word, just like that. And then from that, what you're gonna do is to import browser stack as router, routes, and route. These are the three classes that we're gonna need in order to execute the different routes within your application. Now, router is the outer umbrella that is gonna hold every single route. Then next, you're gonna implement the routes within router, and then that routes is gonna hold every single route that you will be redirecting your users to. The first one obviously is going to be home, the second one is going to be about, and then the last one is going to be services. Now these are actual components or page components. Now what you're doing actually is that you're telling React that this is going to be my route, and this is going to be home, or this is going to be the about page, and then the element or the component is basically what you implement over here. And what does that mean? So when you implement anything in this nature, you must make sure that you import everything as well. So what I did is that I created a simple not a simple, but a directory of pages that has all these pages that we're going to be routing to. And if we check out home over here, what I did is that I just created a simple header and then added a component which is a nav menu. I'll go into that in a minute, but component which is a nav menu. We have home and then the simple image over here, and then we have the about page. If I actually, let me copy this so that it makes sense when we are rerouting to every single. Let's do this as well, and then these images are coming from, I believe there's a 1, and I believe there's 2, and then 3. So now you may be wondering where I'm getting all these images. Now these images are in the source assets. Now source assets is over here. So source assets, so we have image 1, image 2, image 3. In other applications, you may find yourself just creating a folder in public, naming it like images, and then adding all your assets in that folder. So now moving on, we've seen how the home looks like the implementation of the about page and the services. Now let's take a look at how the app really looks like. Now if I stop my server and then run it, so it popped up in a different page, but there we go. So this is running locally. So we have home, we have the about, and we have services. Okay, now the next step is to upload it on our hosting platform. If I pull this over here and add it over there, now what I went ahead and did is that I created, this is Hostinger. If you really need to host your applications with Hostinger, I'll add a link in the description below, so that as soon as you register, you're gonna get a discount on your first when hosting your first application. What I did is that I created a simple subdomain, because this is obviously a demo that I'm showing you guys, and then I went ahead and got into the cpanel, what you would call the cpanel on Hostinger or whatever. So here it's gonna be like hpanel, but yeah. So here you can choose a couple of domains that you've already implemented. Now this is a subdomain, and what you do over here when you're managing this is that when you see over the file manager, I think in cpanel it's gonna be still file manager. It doesn't change a lot really. When you get into your file manager, give it a moment to load. But basically what happens is that when you get into your file manager, it's basically empty. Okay, now when I get inside here, there's nothing. Okay, and for that reason, that's why when you go to preview, because we have the domain, if you try to preview this website, it's a 4.3. Okay, now what we can do in order to get rid of that 4.3 is that over here, when we go back, I'm gonna pan this on the side and then pan that on the side. So notice I'm gonna delete this because I was trying it out earlier. So I want you to take notice of what's gonna happen here. So when we stop this application from running, okay, what we can do actually is that we can type npm run build. Now what this is gonna do is that it's gonna compile all the pages and all the resources that you created for this application, and it's going to create a dist. Now I remember somebody in the comments asked about dist, because I think in actual React, when you're using React Native, it's going to create something called a build folder. Now it's going to be the same thing. Now I hope I answer this question for you. It's going to be the same thing, same approach, same procedure. So what you're going to do is that now we have this dist folder. The next step is to find a way to compress this dist folder. Now this dist folder is an actual if I pull up my projects over here, actually I can open it from here. Okay, then it popped up. So that's it. Okay, now this is our dist folder. Now what we can do actually is that we can compress. I'm using Mac, it's going to be the same thing on Windows. Now you can compress this. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of this because we don't need it anymore. Now the reason as to why we do this is that here we can't upload folders, okay, but we can upload dist folders. Okay, now remember I had to go into the public_HTML. It's going to be the same thing. This is going to be common on all hosting platforms. You just need to navigate inside that directory. Now what I'm going to do is to get this and drag and drop it in there. It's going to upload. Some platforms are going to ask you, there will be an obvious button that upload files, and then you make sure that you navigate to your app directory and find that zipped folder. Now the next thing you're gonna do is to unzip it, okay, or rather extract it. Okay, now I want to extract it exactly in this spot. Okay, now I'll just add a forward slash, okay, and then it's gonna extract. So it's gonna extract over there. Now I can delete it, delete the zipped file, and then I can click on this and then move these files. Now notice over here, okay, we just want to make sure that we are in this after anything after public HTML, okay, and where is that? It's obviously over there, okay, so we just need to get over there, get inside here. So now this is where we're gonna move our files, okay. Okay. Oh, that did not move them, but let's see. So I'm gonna select all of them and then move these, move a step backward, get in there, and then extract them. Bam, done. Okay, so now we do not, okay, so the process maybe, hopefully that wasn't confusing a little bit. So remember that this dist was in here, okay. Actually, let me delete it. This dist was in here, okay. So what I had to do is to, I'm going to give an example on these assets, is to get into that dist and then access these files, okay, these files, and then move them, okay, move them on here, okay, and select. Now they're already there, so it's not gonna do anything, but move them into the public HTML. I hope that makes sense. If that does not make sense, just let me know, just comment down below and I'll break it down for you. But it should be straightforward, should be simple, and you should be sorted. So now that we have all these moved into the public.html, remember these files, just find a way to make sure those files are in the public_HTML. Now I think in Hostinger there are so many files and sometimes it can be so super confusing, but just make sure the files in your dist are inside the public_HTML. Now since that is done, what we can do is we can come back over here, we can refresh it a little bit, and then now we can preview our website. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything is all set. And what happens now when we try to view our website? The HTML is not the best, but when you try to view the website, now there's an issue with the image. That means the directory or the path is not instantiated so well, but we can console that out. But now the main issue was about console.log, React Router DOM. So see, we can route to every single, see, okay. So now if I can check the sure, request for block visibility, okay, so yeah, the images can't be seen, and yeah, you can definitely, I think this is where you need to move your back over here. It should be something in line with should be something in line with this instantiation. So now let's try to move these in public and then see if there's any update. Let me see, where are they? Okay, they're in assets. So let me try to move this over here, okay, and then right around here we can go ahead and do assets, okay. Thinking over here it's gonna be assets, and I thinking over here it's gonna be assets as well. So now what happens, we run HTML run build, we have an updated dist, and guess what, look over here, remember we had deleted it. Let's delete this, let's compress this, okay, let's delete this to save space. And guess what, now when you come over here, go back there, go back over here, now I can go ahead and select these, delete them, and then pan it on the side. So I'm gonna show you, actually this is the moment where I show you that moment where you guys felt confused. So now I'm gonna destruct it in the sum exact directory, delete this. You can slow down the video, okay, then get inside here, and then actually one thing that we forgot to do is to test locally if it was where are we locally. So yeah, because npm run dev, and reload that, the images are showing locally. So let's see, it should be all set over here, and if it doesn't, that's something that I can look into and then come back with a fix for it. So getting in here, select all these, actually those are 2 tabs, but yeah, select all these. Let me just make sure we have the updater. Select all these and then move. Okay, so see, we're in the public. The last / is after public, so that's where we want to move our assets. So see, now we have that, we don't need it anymore. And what you see, so we have all those assets instantiated right there. So now when we go back to our dashboard, I'm gonna hot reload it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the images can display. And if they don't, I'll make sure I send you an update in the Git repo on how to fix that. I just want to keep the video simple because most of you were commenting about how to fix the React router down. There we go. So the fix is basically to put the images in your public. Okay, I don't know why Vite by default added assets under source, but this should solve the problem. So there we go, there we go, and there we go. So you have a fully running React application with React Router DOM. If you have any questions, just comment down below, let me know any issues that you ran into, and I'll make sure I can answer all the questions. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe down below, give us a like, and share the video. Bye bye, see you in the next one.